Welcome back, everyone. This time on Midwest Customs, we're gonna do some more work on the 65. He's wanting to change out the cam and lifters. It's a little bit above stock, just to give it a little, little something extra. We're gonna go ahead and get the water out of it, take all the stuff off of it, and it's gonna also give me the opportunity, because I'm putting aftermarket AC on it. I'll show you here in a minute the bracket I've already made for the AC. And maybe we'll do a little bit of that on here too. For those of you that want to put in like a little aftermarket AC unit in your older cars. They're not too bad to do at all. The bracket stuff you can buy for most of them, like universal things. And if you got a little bit of experience in welding or what have you there, or somebody that can do that for you, you can come up with something pretty neat. And that's all I've done here. I just kind of made some things, and I'll show you that. And then the rest of it's pretty cut and dry. There's a system that mounts underneath the dash, and you make a spot. The kit, I'll show you the kit and everything. The rest of it, what it all comes with, but it comes with everything you need. But anyways, it'll give us the opportunity to get the grill off the front and finish off what I've started here on mounting the condenser in. And I also made some mounting brackets for it. I made them out of aluminum, but they're not finished. They're not tight. I just wanted to kind of, I started on that, and then he brought up he wanted to put a cam and stuff in it. So I kind of stopped on that for a minute. And I figured I'll get the cam and stuff in, and I am going to go ahead and also do, he bought some different valve covers and breather. And I'm going to go ahead and powder coat the valve covers, the breather, and probably the intake to match all the Ford blue. He wants it to be all blue. And then the, it has the lines in the top will make a machine finish. I'll take you guys through some of that stuff too, maybe all of it. We'll see how the video goes, but let's go ahead and get this thing raised up. We'll get the water drained out of it so we can get the radiator out of it, and then we'll start getting stripped down. Give me a few. Alright, on these old cars, usually the drain pitcock is right at the bottom of the radiator on either side, but they're probably going to be different. So instead of trying to show you, you're going to have to find yours, and then I can't get up in there. Oh, here we go. And then this thing, break it loose. Try to open it all the way. Woo! Get that up a little higher. Is that it? All right, we'll let that drain for a few. I'll bring you back here in a second. Off to a great start, guys. I got leaks everywhere. It's traveling down that. See it right there? Right there. Whoop! And whoop! Oh well. You try to be clean and neat, and this is what happens. All right, be back in a few. All right, I got it to quit somewhat there. While I'm down here, I broke the transmission lines loose with the line wrench, 1/2-inch line wrench, and then I'm going to just loosen them up the rest of the way here and take the lower radiator hose off of the bottom here. See if we can't get some more to drain out of it, because when I get to the top of the car, when I do take it off, I don't want to make it. I'm going to put some oil dry down, but just to make a less mess, I'm going to try to do that now. That way we can try to avoid some of that crap. Come on, break loose. It's hard to get a camera where I'm at right now, so I'm going to basically just tell you, and then I'll show you once we get up there. When I get a clear view of it, there's a bunch of lines and stuff in the way down here, and the hose itself, and it's kind of all I'm doing is breaking the hose loose. I got one of these little hook tools. If you ain't got one, just kind of, I'm sure if I wiggle this thing, I better get this thing ready. Hopefully it's something we're about to find out, ain't we? I don't even know if I can get this tool in here. Yeah, maybe. Like I said, there's the room of this here is I'm dealing with. All I'm doing is going. I put the hook in it, and I'm going around it. Oh yeah, there's more fluid in there. I just kind of put the hook in from behind and went around the opening. Now we get to make a mess. More of a mess. Let's see if we can't catch it. Yeehaw! Good, that way we'll have most of this stuff out. All right, I'm gonna take the other two lines off, or I mean, with my hand, with my fingers, and just get them away from the radiator, and then we'll drop the car back down. I'll meet you guys back up top. Okay. Get the rest of this out of the way. I'll show you this a little closer here in a little bit. That bracket I made for the AC pump, I made it to mount right on top of the power steering pump, and it has adjustability like in 3 different ways. I'll show you. Let's get this stuff out of the way first here. Yeah, these little hook tools are nice. It just makes it nice. You can go right around it, the hose, and break it loose, and then it comes right off of there. And they're fairly inexpensive. That one there is, I think, a snap-on one, but you can get them from like Harbor Freight. And put that stuff aside for now. Okay, I didn't take those lines the rest of the way off down there because I didn't know if we was gonna have fluid coming out. But I put some oil dry down. Give me a second. I'm gonna unbolt these so you guys ain't sitting here listening to me wrench these off. I think that bottom one's away too. Yep. I think that's it. Or is it? Yeah. Stuck in that rubber down there. There we go. Be careful not to hit that fan. Pickcock's right in the way. So, you know what? Oh, how am I going to get that off of there? Maybe if I can turn it. Gives you that fan is so long. I'm going to have to take it off, guys. I think it's a 1/2 or 7/16. Let me get a ratcheting wrench so we can get this blade out of the way. Okay, I got it out without. I was going to say, because I started taking those off, and it was super close. But I did get them broke loose. You can't beat working on these old cars. They're just so simple. Okay. Let me show you this real quick while we're here. Alright, so all I done was made a housing that fits over the power steering pump, and then 2 adjustable. Actually, there was a picture on Google that had 2 universal brackets. I just took the picture, I traced them in Fusion, and I made some measurements on this pump to make it correct. So when I mount it, it's got the correct adjustability. So this has adjustable here, and then down on the bottom of this bracket, there's a slot where that can lift up. So actually, the lower bracket can lift up. This one can lift that way. So you get a little bit up that way, and then more that way. So basically, it just keeps building up. And the power steering pump still has adjustability. It's got a slot down here, which it pulls up this way. So there's plenty of adjustability there. The guy that owns this car, he went and got 2. I measured out the, I took a thing and measured out about how much we think the belt size is going to be. And so we got 2 different ones. Hopefully one of them is going to work correctly. It should. So what I'm going to do now, let me get some more tools, some more sockets. We're going to finish breaking down the front of this thing, get this stuff all out of the way, and then we'll proceed with the valve cover intake, distributor, blah, blah, blah. Give me a few. All right, first thing I'm going to do is, these are just, I never tightened them up yet. We'll get all these out of the way and get this pump back out of the way. And then I'll show you that bracket when it's off of the vehicle here. Yeah, this is going to actually be pretty cool. To be able to add AC on a vehicle that didn't have it with very minimal work. I mean, it's still quite a bit of work, but you know what I mean. if you were to go try to find all the firewall case there with all that factory stuff and factory items, they make these pretty simple, these aftermarket ones, is what I mean to say. Yeah, if you were to go try to find all that, let alone finding it and then putting it in, is going to be a whole nother thing. But a little bit of work, you can do your own thing, you know what I mean, make your own stuff here. And there's the pump. Pretty cool. Okay, now let me this bottom bolt's a little slow. Let me get this off of here and I'll show it to you a little bit better. Okay, I got the bottom one out. It goes down here at the bottom of the pump. It's kind of a pain to get out. Not a pain, but it's just a slow process. But basically, I'll show you what I've done here. That's it. It's got a little slot on the back. I got to finish welding it. I just wanted to make sure all that was going to work. Made a template with a piece of paper around the front of that thing. Then put it in 360. Same with all these pieces here. I just made templates, cut them out, welded them together, and there's the bracket. But this is slotted for the back bolt or nut, and then you got two in the front here. All right, I'm going to continue to take off the rest of this bracket here. Get rid of these belts, take the alternator off, and just remove a couple more things off the front here, and I'll bring you guys right back. Always put your bolts back where they go, guys. That's just what I do. That way I'm not looking for them later, and they go right where they go. If that makes any sense. I don't think it would be too hard to figure out, but still, why create more work for yourself when you're putting it back together? And then this one went on the back. Put it off to the side for now. I believe that's a 9/16. I'll keep all these are the water pump bolts, but they go through this bracket, so I'll keep them with this. Lay it there for a second. Gets 1/2 inch. Take that one the rest of the way out. And the 5/8 one. I'm gonna try to keep all this together. I got one more down here. I gotta take those wires off the back here. Yeah, because it's going to be in the way. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to pop those off real quick. Get a picture of it and pop them off just so I know where they go. Because you do have a solid yellow, a yellow with a black, a red on this side, and then black with a yellow stripe here. And there's also an additional stud at the bottom. So I don't want to get that mixed up, so we'll get a picture of it. Give me a second. Simple. And we'll know right where it goes. Alright, now keep all these together. Great thing about these older cars, guys, usually 3/8 through 11/16, maybe even 3/4. That's all your bolts on a old car. So, all right, let me set this over here. I'm gonna put that other bracket with it, the lower one. I believe it was a 9/16. Okay, get these wires out of the way a little bit. All right. I'm going to pop off these other little hoses here, the heater hoses, the other lower radiator one, and then I'll bring you back as I'm getting the front lower pulley off, harmonic balancer, and the water pump. Another little tip, guys, after I take the clamp off, I bring it down a little ways, then I'll re-snug it up just so it ain't going nowhere. Thought there was some on the bottom, maybe? Oh, I already got that one with the power steering. That might be it. And then these two long ones go here. Let me get a mallet. Oh yeah. I'm gonna let this stuff do what it's gonna do. I should have had that pan under there. I'm gonna get some more oil dry down and get that stuff cleaned up here shortly. I'm gonna go ahead and take off like these plug wires, fuel line, stuff like that. Get it out of the way. Distributor, all the above. Give us some more working room here. Alright, I'm going to get that fuel line out of the way. I need a wrench or a socket up there. I think it's this one. He's got this plastic line running for his oil pressure. I'm going to try to put a better line in. I just think that's waiting for a problem. Those plastic ones, that's like a air shock line. I mean, that's basically all they used back then on a lot of them, but still, I'd rather put like a, oh boy, that thing's way on there. I'm gonna cut that off. There's no sense in having it that long anyways. Okay, let me grab some cutters for the wire tie and a couple different wrenches for the distributor and stuff. I'll be right back. Okay, yeah, I'm not too concerned about where the distributor goes yet. We'll reset all that, the firing order, the whole 9 yards. We'll go through all that. Oh, I forgot my cutters. Hang on. Yeah, I'm not too concerned about it because we can put them wherever we want. I think I got that. That's my coil wire. Making sure it ain't wire tight on anything. You guys go back in the video and see. That's a pretty cool little bracket we made on the back for that coil mount. Pretty neat. Okay, I think these. Oh, I've got them taped up. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna have to untape this to get my harness back out of this. So it's gonna take a second. I'll be back shortly. Guys, I wanted to show you real quick. When I take stuff like this off, I'll use one of these little cutters. If I can't find the opening, which this part I did over here, but I couldn't on this end. But I'll show you when I get to a part here if it's going to need it now. But I'll start somewhere. I'll lift up, make sure I got no wire in it, and just keep cutting the tape, peel it open, go some more, and just go slow so you don't cut no wires. Because this cloth tape, it is strong and hard to get off. It is some good stuff to tape your wires with, which I use. I taped these up when I did the coil and the distributor. You guys go back and watch in that video. See, now here we go. Now, oh, nope, there's the other part. Well, I ain't gonna get to show you, it looks like. Maybe. No, they're all coming off. Oh well, but that's how I do it. I'll get up underneath it and just keep splitting it down the middle. Maybe here? Nope, there's the other part of that. Oh well, let's cut it. Hold on. I'll cut it up through here. I'll just get up underneath it, pull up some more, open it up. Just make sure we're going in an area where there's no cutting of wires. That's it. Getting it off of there if we didn't cut this down here. I still got some on that one. A little bit. But I wanted to show you that because untaping a harness, finding the end that's, you know, to open it is sometimes impossible. But there you go. Now our wires are loose for the distributor. We can get it out of the way. Alright, be back shortly. Okay, back on the back here. We got this, that might be 5/8. Spray it down a little bit. I think it's a 5/8. Yep, hang on a second. Let's get this out of the way. Use line wrenches whenever you can, guys, because when you strip them, you're going to be crying about it. Oh, that thing just broke right off. That was a transmission. Wonder if that thing was leaking, a vacuum leak. Could possibly be, because that just I barely touched that. Something to look into. All right, let's get this out of the way, this harness. If you noticed, I took the carburetor off already. Moved our linkage over there. Move this thing over with that. Just kind of get things out of the way. Okay, we got I think this is 5/8 too. Temperature sensor. Get it out of the way. You probably didn't even see what I did there. I think I zoomed it in on. No? I think you got it. Okay, I'm going to take that coil. Let's take the coil and the intake bolts off and get that and the valve covers and stuff out of the way. Give me a second, I'm going to get the tools. Bring you right back. We'll get the valve covers out of the way first. That way the intake has no distractions coming out. Now when he got this car, it had a bad valve cover leak. And I resealed it and redid it. So these things are really sealed on there now. But I don't like leaks. So what I do is, and they're all coming apart good, they're just stuck good. I use make sure my speaker ain't getting messed up here. I use a weather strip adhesive to glue the gasket onto the valve cover. And then I use a little bit of ATV to seal it to the head. And I'll tell you right now, by doing that over the years, I've never had a valve cover leak. And they're not that bad to come off. You just gotta work with it. And if you want to keep the gasket, which we're not, but I'll scrape it off as you're pulling it. And try not to rip it. And they'll come off. Just like that. And you can clean them up, put a little bit more ATV on them. Reglue this side to the valve cover. Let that set up so it doesn't move. Bolt them back down. But yeah, we're not going to use these, so I just wanted to show you guys that since we done that, there wasn't no leaks up here anyways. It sealed them right up. When he got the car, it was pouring, you know, leaking a lot of oil from the valve covers. Because the people that did it smashed the valve cover so tight that it pushed the cork out. But when you glue it like I just told you, it won't do that. Because once you glue it to the valve cover, it keeps it there. And when you tighten these things, you just keep going from the middle out in a sequence a little bit at a time, and don't over tighten it. And once you see it start to compress on the gasket, slow down, give it another little churn, one more time around, and you're done. Don't over tighten it. You don't need to. You do not need to, because the rest of the stuff you put on it will seal it nice. Some people don't like putting ATV and stuff like that, you know, on there, but man, I'll tell you, it's either that or you're going to have leaks all over the headers, down the side of the block, in your driveway, blah, blah, blah. All right, give me a second. I'll be right back. All right, guys, here's that coil bracket I made. Same way, I took a picture of the intake, pulled it into Fusion, made some measurements, and voila, cut out a nice little mounting bracket for it, for the coil. Because this had HEI in it when he got it. And it was too big, and he wanted to find some kind of a distributor that had a decent amount of high energy in it, that was smaller. So we went with they call it I think it's an electronic point distributor or something like that. But there's that little bracket. Pretty cool. All right, be right back. You guys, sorry in advance if I bump the speaker. That's a good little intake. All right, try to get some of this. I'm gonna go get a blowgun, try to blow a little bit of that back. That way we don't have nothing falling down in there. Less the better. Give me a second. Pour the rest of that out of there, since I'm gonna be cleaning this ground anyways. This is gonna we're gonna sandblast this, and we're gonna powder coat it. I think I already told you guys. All right. Let's continue to. I'll get that up with a putty knife. We'll get them gaskets off and all that stuff. I'll tell you, that motor looks pretty clean inside, man. I mean, somebody just went through it not too long ago from the looks of it. It really looks clean. All right, I'm going to get some tools to get this pulley off the front here, and then another tool to pull the balancer. So give me a second, get all that stuff in order. I don't think that oil line, nope, it's on the block. We'll change it when the time comes, but we'll take the fuel pump off, let it fall down there, away, out of the way. All right, get off of there. Okay, get that thing out of there. These Fords got long, whatever you want to call them things, the fuel pump tongue, or look at that thing. Guys, I think I bumped that speaker to a different setting on the last clip there. Sorry if it made a weird thing, but anyways, these things I can't even break them loose with the let me see how I'm going to do this. I might need a 1/2-inch drive. Yeah, let me go grab my 1/2-inch drive impact, because that thing was not budging. Hang on one second. I've been trying to do all this without air, but unfortunately, there we go. That's what we needed. The doctor. Somebody's on this thing. There it goes. That's all of them. I doubt that's going to just come right off. Let me get, yeah, maybe. Let me get another set. Let me get another pry bar. See if we can get lucky. Heck to the no. Okay. I got to get a pull thing on there with the, let me get it set up on there, and I'll show you how I set it up on there. Okay, so what I got on here is just one of these puller kits. I use the cone. You got different adapters in there, flat ones. It also has an inverted bevel in it. Smaller. I use the bigger cone like this on it, so it goes in the end of the crankshaft and kind of bevels into it. It had the bolts in here. I didn't feel like running 6 miles of bolt through it, so the ones that was on the pulley worked. So I just used those. I snugged them up. Now we're going to take this, a 9/16 on the end of it. Let me get it focused in as much as I can. Hang on. It's kind of hard to get this thing. Let me see if I can do this. Hang on one second, guys. Okay, that's better. Alright, let's see if this will work. So I'm going to try to go in some. Hopefully the speaker ain't doing nothing dumb. It's coming off. That would have never came off with 2 breaker bars, by the way. Never. Okay, then I just take this back off. And I'll show you the... There's what I use on the end of it. That one. Alright, let me get this back off before I lose all my hardware over here. I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and put these back in here. I had them in the pulley. That way they are not just loose. Alright, we got some bolts on the bottom here that go into the front cover. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, those are 1/2 inch. I think it's just them. Hang on. Okay, now the trick is going to be, well, what I'll probably do is cut the gasket at the block and then recoat it with the right stuff. Alright, let's get it back on the ground and get the front bolts out and the grill and stuff and the rest of the other things. So I'm not a picky guy when it comes to Ford and Chevy and stuff like that. I'm not a biased. Sorry about this. But there is a couple things I don't like this cover. It's part of the pan. But there is things on GM that they do. So I guess it's kind of both ways. I don't know if there's one there or not. No. Okay, we got these 2 in the back. I got to get them with a wrench. Get that bolt before I forget about it. There was a couple leaks on the front of this thing. So this will probably seal up 1 or 2 of them, I'd say. There's a couple areas. I'm not sure. Well, I just had 9/16. No, I didn't. I had 1/2 inch. Well, that bolt wasn't even tight. Wasn't us. We weren't in there. Okay. I'm going to keep that right on the head. Just so we know that's the one that goes there. Now, down here, you can't, I don't know if you can see real good, but it is part of that gasket, but it's staying on there. And let me get that. So everything came out okay. I mean, I probably could, I don't know. I'll probably just cut them off here. We're going to drain that oil anyways. But I'll probably just cut them off here and put the right stuff on it. That way it's just the front seal and everything. I just know it'll seal up better. We may use that and just coat both sides of it. I don't know, we'll see. We gotta clean that up anyways. Guys, real quick, I want you to see this chain. Look at that. So maybe it's a good thing we're doing this. I mean, look, maybe they just freshened up a few things. I don't know, because in the front of this thing, it doesn't look so as clean as the rest of it. All this. But what we'll probably do is, while we got it apart, we'll probably, after we get the cover back on it, we'll clean it all up nice, cover up some things. I'm going to try to get a blue that matches our powder. That might work out in our favor there. So we can get all this real good. Everywhere we can get blue, we'll try to get it like blended into the sides there. I'm not going to peel the headers off. You're not going to really see below them too much anyways. But we'll get the front of it real nice. Some of the backs of the heads. Just everywhere we can where it's visual. To match our powder on our items that we're going to do. So when we put this together, it's going to look real nice and clean. So, but I wanted you guys to see that real quick. Alright, I'm going to pop these rockers loose just so they're loose. You know what? I'm going to get air. It'll be better. Yeah, this way we're not wasting our battery on our... So if the compressor kicks on, it's going to kick on for a minute. Try to keep those in there. Well, I better get the nuts. Actually, we'll just put them down in here. They ain't going to go in there. Yeah, that would have wore our battery out. Alright, I'm going to work on getting this grill out, and a couple bolts I did put back in on the brackets I made for that condenser. I'll show you that here in a minute once I get this off, but there's some bolts here and there, and I don't want to bore you guys with 1,000 little bolts here, unless you want to see how it goes. Yeah, I'm already. Let's just see real quick. Well, that's bolted in from behind. That might be a two-piece grill. Yeah, there's some bolts from behind. Let me, oh yeah, there's some underneath there even. Well, that's going to be fun. I'm probably going to wrench those. Let me work on this for a minute, guys. I'll bring you right back. Okay. Yeah, I had to take the bezels out. There were screws behind the bezel, screws behind everything. We got it out. All right. Let that compressor quit while I run these bolts out real quick. So here's the condenser. I made these little plates, and they just bolt to the front there. I drilled some holes. I still got some fitting to do, but that's basically what it's going to look like. We'll powder coat them or paint them black. Pretty cool. It'll all look like it's made to be. Okay. I can probably get the cam out without removing this. I'd say through here. Probably. That's probably what I'll do. I was going to take it all the way out. That way I just had more room to work. I may do that because when I put it together, I want to be able to work on that without nothing in my way and get that fitting perfect. Run my lines, kind of put the grill and all this stuff back on last. So I'll pop this bracket out. We got our rockers loose. Okay, so that's what I'll do. I'll pop this out. We'll get our rockers out, get something to put them on, some kind of a cardboard or something in order, so we can keep our push rods. And I don't think that's going to matter now that we're putting new cam and lifters in it. Probably shouldn't, but maybe we'll still keep them in the same place. I don't know, because I want to clean them all up. I may even try to talk him into maybe getting some new rockers and pivots, just because I feel like maybe, I don't know. You know how it goes when you're putting all that stuff in new. I'm gonna clean them up and check them and check the wear on these tips and stuff. And over here where the push rod rides in here in the little divot there. Some of them, this one may even seem more here, worn out. So I'm gonna look at them. But let me pop this out real quick, and I'll bring you back here in a second when we're doing that. All right, so I just spoke with the guy there in the car. He just pulled off. I'm gonna at least keep the little pivots with each rocker in this box. I'm not so concerned about the orientation. What I'm going to do is inspect them real close after I clean them, and if I see signs of like hard wear, then we're going to just go ahead and put new rockers and push rods in it. I mean, we're in it this far, and he just wants his car to be nice and right. He don't want no issues out of it. So, and I'll inspect them good. If I don't think it needs them, then I'll tell him. But if you look at these push rods, I mean, they've got some miles on them. But if they're not bent and we can clean them out and blow through them, and the tips are okay, nothing looks like it's going to break, then we'll be okay. Because like I said, we are putting new cam. I better do this first. New cam lifters. It should have a new wear to it. And like I said, I'll keep the pivots. That's what I call them, whatever they're called. I'll keep those with each rocker, and I'll look at them to see if there's any hard wear in it. And if there's not, then like I said, we'll clean them up good, and that'll be the end of it. I know on a lot of other small blocks and other motors that I've done and I've just put stuff in like this, it's been just put them in the box, clean them up, and go from there. You know what I mean? So let me try to get something here to pick each one of these lifters out. I'll be right back. Okay, so the way I'm going to have to do these, I'm going to have to probably, well, these are going in the trash, so I really don't care about these, but I just got a little pick, and I raise them up a little bit, push down, pull up, push down, and try to break them free, they almost have like a little bit of suction on them. So they're a little bit pain in the butt to get out. So, and give them a little twist, push back down, so on and so forth. So I'll be doing that for a minute. I just wanted you guys to see how I did it. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but you gotta get them out. That cam ain't coming out of there. Ouch, ouch, ouch. And don't do that. When you twist on them, it seems like it does it better. And there is a certain area that has like a, there it is, like a more forgiving spot to pull on and mess with it. Well, let me pull these out and I'll bring you guys back. Got them all out. Now, I already popped this bolt loose on the fuel pump lobe. We'll clean all that stuff up. Get the chain off. Yeah, that's still the plastic gear one. That's a factory chain right there. Never been changed. And that gear should slide off. I don't think I gotta pull it. No, there it goes. You just gotta kind of pull it off even. Just like I said, it's never been off of there. Ooh. Well, let's get the cam out of the way. I'm gonna put that bolt in front of it. That bad boy has not moved probably since the day it was in there. There is a better, if you turn on them when you pull them, usually, oh my bad, I forgot. You got to pull this cover off the front. Duh. I keep forgetting Ford's got that cover on there. That's another thing. You got to pay attention to stuff like that. It's been a while, guys, since I've done a Ford cam. Oh boy. Maybe it'll come out easier. Well, let me get something to pry a little bit on there. Usually, you can give it a little pry. Be careful because you don't want to screw where your lifters go. I'm just doing a tiny bit. Actually, let me get a smaller one to go in this top hole. Yeah, I'm just trying to give it a little bit of a, just like that. And once you get it past it, walk it out, turn it and spin it and come out easy. You don't want to pull no bearings with you or mess those up either. So go easy. Churn it, lift up, come to the next bearing, pull it straight out, just like that. And there's the cam. That lobe's a little, they're all kind of got some wear to them. Yeah, they sure do. They sure do. I tell you, for as good as this ran, they're all like worn about even. That one maybe a little bit down. I know that first one was. And they probably just kept on adjusting on it. Yeah, these first couple here on the front. Okay. Alright, let me go grab an extra pry bar so we can get that lower gear off. And maybe like a brass, you know, I may even try to find a spot, hopefully in the back of the motor. We'll see. I don't know. But anyways, I'm going to take the rest of these gaskets off, clean up some things, scrape some things off, cut these off right here. I am going to cut these flush and then just fill that. I think I can get it to seal better like that. Well, I need my blade. That magnet is so handy. Yeah, so when you cut them straight, we can get them right off there even. And then I'll just fill that up to that crack. Pretty much the same as doing like when you're doing a timing chain and stuff on one of these 4-cylinders, where you come up to the gasket where the head meets, you know, the head. You put a little bit of extra, like the right stuff or silicone or something there to help you make sure you seal against it. So, but we have a better chance of sealing this by cutting this thing off of here than we would reusing this cork, because it is flat. It is totally flat, and it's evenly cut. Like I said, we'll just come right up to it. Nothing's in the way. We'll seal it up nice, clean all this crap off the front, and have a nice seal. But alright, so that's the plan. I'm going to do some cleaning, scraping some gasket stuff off here, get these off, throw some stuff in the trash, do some cleaning, blah blah blah. You guys know the deal. I'll bring you back. I'm going to tuck some rags down here just so no stuff falls in. Really, the liquidy stuff that falls in the oil pan, I don't care, because I'll just drain it out and blow it, spray it with some brake clean, let that drain out. You know the deal. Alright, bring you guys back after a bit. Alright, I got all these blasted, wiped off, cleaned. I threw it in the oven for just like 10 minutes. Just to, if I missed any, like, you know, where my fingers touched it or anything like that. I do need to do something with this guy. There's nowhere else to put a thing through it other than in the middle of it. And when I go in the oven, it's real close to the side here. So let's do this. Let's put this on. Grab my plier, my needle nose. Hope that thing don't stop. Cause I'm gonna do these blue, and I got a pulley. He dropped off a fan off of his other car. He wanted me to sandblast it. I'm gonna surprise him and do it black for him. So I'm gonna do them in black real quick and hang them on this rack so it can all get done at the same time. Let's see how it works out. This thing here, I don't know where I'm gonna put it. It's just so, let's see if we can't do this. Come on, I probably should have done this. If I can scoop this down a little, it's gonna make me untie it. And then let's do this. Okay, that's better. Now I can put this one just a little further in. I can be real careful going in. Yeah, that's much better. Because that's the back of the intake and that's the back of the breather. I'm gonna hit them a little still yet. Did I got too much? Let's go right here. That's good, okay. All right, I'm gonna cut this fan on, guys, and it's gonna be loud. We'll watch it for a second. If you wanna watch the full thing on how to powder coat, I got plenty of videos on it, so bear with me on the sound. I kinda like it. Takes a little longer to powder coat, but I can kinda control it more, if that makes any sense. Intake's gonna be fun. I'm gonna try to get wherever I can each side I'm on. You guys probably can't hear nothing I'm saying. That intake's gonna be tricky. A lot of intricate corners in it. I like to try to get those first. Tough areas. That's another good reason why I like it on a lower setting, for stuff like this, you can control it better. Might have to make this a little bit, bring it back out, which is going to suck, because I'm going to have the black on it. Not unless we wait. Well, I can't. I got to think about this. We're going to bake it until this stuff starts to bake. And then we'll pull it back out. Anywhere we need to touch up, we'll hit it. Because the setting I got it, like I said, the setting I got it on, you can't have both worlds, put it that way. These are a lot of areas that are hard to get. If we start to bake it, it'll stick to it quicker. All right, we'll get it. Looking good though. Make sure I get my little edge there. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to. That's a hard spot there. I think I got it. There's one down in there too. I better quit doing that. Just wait. We can hit it while it's hot. Alright guys, I'm going to stick these in for like 15 minutes. Just till I see the powder starting to flow. And then I'm going to pull them out, get the light, do some touch-ups. Sorry about that camera, guys. Alright guys, we got them in the oven. We probably got about a good 40 minutes. I did the black ones also. They're hung in there. It was just a pulley in that fan. It's going to be too late tonight to mess with it, so I'll let them cool off, and then in the morning I'll show them to you. But it all looks like it turned out pretty good. I found some, man, it's so hot today. Whew, humid. I found some spray paint to match that powder pretty good, so he's seen it early. He's pretty excited about how close of a match it is. Not bad, really. But yeah, I'll bring you guys back in the morning. This stuff will be plenty ready by then. It'll be actually ready tonight, but I won't be recording anything, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. I ain't got my mic or nothing on, but I wanted you guys to see this tonight. They all turned out really good. So now we'll go through and clean the faces of those, the lines up. The intake turned out really good. I mean, it all did. It's all got a nice little finish on it. Same with these. We'll do all the facing on these. The 302 Ford powered, or powered by Ford, I'm sorry. This There's the intake. Looks really good. So that'll stay like that forever, you guys. That's why I like powder coating that stuff. This fan had some couple little pits in aluminum right here, but that's gonna look great on the car. He'll be so tickled with that. He don't even know I did that for him. And there's the pulley off of the gold car. I still have the bracket I made for the AC, the pulley on the water pump. What else was it? Ooh, I think there's one more thing. Let's go look real quick. Oh, the harmonic balancer, but that ain't getting powder coated because it has a dampener in it. So we'll do a paint it. And that cover gets painted with the after we put it on the motor, and we paint all that stuff. There's the old valve covers, and I'm probably going to do some of these other brackets too, just so the front of the motor looks real nice and clean. I don't know what to do. I think that water pump's kind of new, fairly new, but it just looks. I may have them get a new one. There's that other pulley down there. So a couple more brackets, but we'll stick them in a small oven, so we ain't got to fire the big oven up no more. See, it's got this, and it's already got cracks in it, so I ain't going to make that worse. Some of these brackets, alternator, the other power, or the power steering one, the one we made for the AC, which is right there. I gotta do a couple more welds on that, and we'll get all that stuff powder coated and painted. I may even do the fan blade, and it's got a little adapter on it. I forgot about that. So yeah, we might even do that. And he'll be tickled. I didn't tell him I was gonna do any of that stuff. I'll just do it for him. He's a super nice guy. He just wants a nice car. His other one too. He's got no, you know what I mean? This is all he's gonna have when he leaves this world, and I think he's gonna give it all to his grandson. That boy's a lucky kid there. He's a good kid though, really good kid. All right, I wanted you guys to see that stuff. I was anxious. I couldn't wait till tomorrow. I'm letting the oven cool off, so I said, why not? Let's not that it's gonna matter on the video. You guys don't know when I showed it to you, whether it's tomorrow, today, or what. But I just wanted to do it tonight so I can edit it. But there we go. Looking good. This thing, see, when you powder coat, the smoother you can get a surface, that's the key to that stuff, man. The nicer it's gonna look. That's that good high gloss black there. And that pulley will stay like that forever, man. I mean, it'll just be shiny all the time. He washes his motor, it'll stay like that. Intake, valve covers, the breather. This stuff will stay nicer than the painted block will. Eventually, he ain't gonna drive it much, but eventually he'll have to touch up the block just to keep it looking good like these. And see, on this side of the blade, it was super way better than the other side. There's a little area there. He got that. It was the only one he could find. This is his first Charger. They come out of North Carolina, and it was, I don't know if I showed it to you guys or not. It was kind of rough. I was gonna just sandblast it and give it back to him, and he wanted to, so he can paint it and mess around, but I said, you know what, I'm gonna powder coat it for him. So, all right, see you guys tomorrow. More to come. All right, here's that cover. It turned out pretty good. I just wanted to blast it real quick. We'll clean the gaskets off of it, and you know, make sure when we're putting this thing all back together, we got some good clean surfaces so when we put the paint on it. But I wanted to show you guys this little tumbler. It's a pretty cool little thing. They also have a bigger one too at Harbor Freight. This is probably in the $40, $50 range, I'd say. I can't remember what I paid for it, but that's just my guess from what what's his name, Dudley Toolwright did in his video. Go check his channel out. It's pretty cool. He does a lot of nice, he makes a lot of nice things in there. Well, I'm gonna finish pulling these out, and I'm gonna take you back over to the car where we're getting that all prepped and ready and cleaned. Yeah, give me a few and I'll get you over there. All right, I already done the front and this side of the intake, and the where the valve cover goes with 80. Now I wouldn't use this on an aluminum motor at all, and I'm not digging into this either. I'll show you here how much I'm going with it, and then I'm going to go back over with the smaller Roll-Lock Scotch-Brite wheel just to polish it up a little bit. But I just wanted to show you real quick. I don't want to, because the compressor's going to keep kicking on, so I want to show you how much I go with it. About like that. I'll bring you guys back when we're doing a Scotch-Brite wheel, just so you can see how it does the finish. Also, I drained the, I pulled the drain. It didn't have the petcocks in it, but it had two brass fittings in the side of the, I don't know if they're brass or, but they're just fittings. And I pulled them out of both sides to drain the rest of the water and stuff out of the block. And I drained the oil that was in it, and I ran some brake clean through the pan and blew it that way down in the side there and let that drain out. And we'll do it one more time before we put the stuff back together, just so I kind of got everything that I think I got out of the pan. And then we'll do probably 2 oil changes after we start this thing. We'll run it with some break-in oil, and then after a few hundred miles or so, we'll drain that out, put a new filter in it, and put the regular conventional oil in it, like a 1030 or something like that. But give me a few and I'll bring you back here shortly. See that buildup coming off? This is just probably medium. The red ones are a little more aggressive, and then there's a green one. I think it's right in there too, but these work just fine. But you'll see it, if you see stuff like dust still flying off, that means it's still got stuff on it. Usually around the water ports, you'll get a bunch of that. So make sure they're clean. You don't want no water leaks, you don't want no intake leaks, none of that. Yeah, I'm not taking off no material, just the dirt. Okay, I've already done the front and this side and stuff. I just wanted you guys to see how much I was going with it and which one I was using. All right, I'm gonna blow this off. I like to get some kind of WD-40 or something in here, because where I cleaned it out with brake clean, you don't want to, get a bunch of surface rust in there while we're putting the motor together. So good, I'm glad that compressor kicked off. Once we get it together far enough to where we can hit it one more time with some brake clean or something before we go trying to paint on it, just to make sure there's no oils or nothing like that on it. I don't have we'll probably have to tape all this stuff off, because that's all powder coated, if you remember. I don't want to mess none of that stuff up, and I don't want to ruin his old valve covers by using those to enclose that. I think he's going to try to sell them. So we'll probably just run some 2-inch tape, take some cardboard, go around the areas lightly. We'll do all that. We'll do it so you guys can see. But I'm going to blow this off real quick, and I'll bring you back when we're doing the next thing. Okay, I got everything cleaned up. What we're going to do here is I'm going to put, this is WD-40. I'm just going to go through and spray in the areas I want to, keep it oiled up a little bit. We're going to be soaking our lifters and putting those down in their new home. That way, I already did the front. Now, and after I do this, I'll go back through and just wipe our areas off. But I know what you're saying. Everything you just cleaned is now contaminated with WD-40. Well, it is, but you have to do what we did first. You know what I mean? Or else we're going to get a bunch of dirt. It'll stick in the WD-40 stuff. I don't want that. So I'd rather do what I did, put the WD-40 in it, and come back and re-clean my surfaces when need be. You know what I mean? And then we'll have less dirt sticking to this stuff. And a lot of people may not even do this, guys, but I want to keep our surfaces, lubed up so they're not getting any surface rust on them, all that stuff. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not going to worry too much about how clean everything is right now. Not until we get our motors starting to go back together. Just some of it, so don't come out and go everywhere. But that's it, just a little bit, just so it's all got some coating on it. And that's about it. I'm going to get the cam out, and we'll start pre-lubing it. We'll get it put in, and actually I'm going to get the lifters out and get them in a can and put them in some break-in oil. So give me a few, let me go get that. This is some Comp Cam's 1030 break-in oil. It's got all kinds of your zincs and all the stuff you really want. Let's get these set in here. I'm going to put them in upright. So meaning where the push rod goes up. Try to get as many as we can on the first floor. May fit them all. One more. There we go. I'm going to submerge them until the oil is right above them, just so they can. And if you, let me grab the camera real quick. I want you guys to see there's just little bubbles coming out. Probably by the time I do it, it's going to stop. If you look in there, you'll see them bubbling. You just want to leave them in there. Just let them soak for a long time. Some guys take a push rod and push down on the lifter a little bit. We probably will, just to plunge them some. But this will stop from when we fired up, you know, giving us a false, not pumped up lifter, which will probably, not probably, we're going to crank it over with no ignition to let the oil pump up and get through this stuff anyways. But I kind of want to get these somewhat where they're going to be at, so when we start adjusting these rockers from the get-go, we're going to be in a pretty decent area. I don't want to take off the valve cover 16 times, so, but there, we'll just let them sit in there. All right. Okay, I'm going to take our the original cam bolt, stick it in the end here. This is our cam card and stuff, and our new dowel pins. We'll put those in after. We'll get this bag, guys. Now this is just like a one. Here's all our cam card and stuff if anybody's interested. But it's a 471. Let's see here. It's probably like a 1 or 2 sizes over stock. Yeah, right here, duration 218, 228. So we got 109 on the intake, 119 on the exhaust, 38 degrees before, after, or I'm sorry, -5 degrees before top dead center. That's when it closes. 38 after before top dead center. Cam timing at 0.50. Yeah, so it's just like 276, 286 duration, 1.6 rocker arm ratio. Like I said, 1 or 2 over stock. Give it a little bit of a decent idle, a little bit of power where it didn't have it. Nothing elaborate, you know. But let me go grab a blade. Okay, we are going to put these. The way we're going to do it is the way I've always done it. Put some on your, where it's going to go in at. I'm going to do the first couple. I'm going to do a little bit on our journals, or on our lobes. And then just take and wipe it around a little bit. Now this is going to be fun because I got to grab the camera with the other hand so you can watch me put it in. Hang on. Try to get a good area here. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll start with the part we lubricated. Keep it lifted and going in as straight as you can. Fit the next one, because you don't want to push your next cam bearing out by going too fast or too hard. So just take your time and it'll seat. And there's, all right, we'll stop right here, guys. And what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to probably get a little bit more on this video here, and then we're going to end it so I can get it out. I keep telling you guys I'm going to get content out weekly, and I haven't done that because it's just so much going on with the dog stuff, with my work, with things in the shop. I mean, you name it. I know it's not your guys' problems, and I don't want to sound like some crybaby, but it is what it is. The back one's always going to be the hardest, so we got to kind of lift up, churn. That's why I put that bolt in there. Still be easy, because we can still mess it up. I need to get that grease off soon as I'm done here. Yeah, these back ones are a bitch. Come on, get in there. I think I got it. Seems like it. No. There we go. Okay. So we got it all in nice without pushing our bearings out. All right. We'll let the rockers soak some more. We'll get them in their homes, and we'll see what else we're going to do in this video. It may be about it, and then I'll get this one posted. Yeah, I don't know what kind of oil they had in this thing, but it left some nasty burnings. Another good thing about that WD-40, it's soaking for a minute. You can go back over and clean that stuff off even a little bit better. But we get good oil in it and get this thing fired up. That's the kind of stuff we'll run like maybe some what do you call it through it, seafoam, and let it clean all that stuff up before we do our first oil drain. We may do that just to clean up some of that stuff. Okay, let's wait on the rockers for a little bit. I'm gonna clean up a little bit. I'll come back and we'll put those in. Okay guys, it's been, I don't know, couple of hours roughly. These have been soaking. I took a push rod and pushed on them just to see if I had any bubbles coming out. A couple of them did, so we're just gonna fit them in all the slots. I bought new push rods and rockers, pivots, and nuts. They're just like the factory ones. They're not rollers or nothing. Okay, let me get this out of the way. We'll go ahead and just set our push rods in for now. I think I'm still waiting on my timing chain gear set. It should be here tomorrow, I think. So what we'll do is, for now, I may end up we may just start the rockers and just run the bolts on a little bit, just so they're on there too, and then I'll probably end this video. So let me clean this push rod real quick and go grab those, and I'll be back. I'll just start one side with you guys, and then I'll put the other ones on. It's going to be the same all the way around. I pre-lubed all them, the new bolts and the pivots and rockers, just so we had lubrication on all that stuff. We don't want to put nothing together dry. All right, let me go grab a socket and my little impact, and we'll just run them down. Sorry about the compressor, guys. Hang on a second. Okay, guys, let me just show you what I've done. So I took the #1 plug out, bumped up the piston, and what you want to do here is you want to line up the keyway with the pin, with the dowel pin, right on the cam. That's for a stock 302. Now some gears will come with 3, 6, 9 different locations where you can degree the cam in with it on a double rollers. Ours has it, so I don't know if I'll go 0 or if I'll go up 1. I'll figure out how I'm going to do that, and you guys will know. But I wanted to show you that real quick. I got it all set just like that. I put the dowel pins here, the keyways here. #1 is up. So I got these set in, ran down a little bit, and I'm going to show you how I did that with how I just ran them down until they just, are still moving. Some of them are still real loose, but let me set those in. I'll be right back. Okay, I got them all hand started. I already did all the other ones. I just left 2 to show you guys. So what I'll do is I'll just run this easy until it gets to about like that. Right there. Just like that. So now when we put our chain on it and everything's lined up, when we go to turn over to adjust our valves, it'll be somewhat close, and these ain't going to be falling out. You know what I mean? They're all in place. So, okay, let me show you something real quick. Look how bad this timing gear was. Look at that. That's what those factory nylon gear ones do. Look at how it's all ate up in there. Remember how sloppy it was when we... So it's kind of a good... Look at that. That's got a missing tooth in it. So does that one. So it's kind of a good thing we did that. You know what I mean? Who knows when that would have... If it already wasn't slipped. You know what I mean? That's... Look at that. Every so often there's a busted missing tooth on it. They're just falling off. Yeah, I wanted you guys to see that, what that looks like. But I cleaned that up, so I used that to turn my cam with the dowel pin and the bolt, just to get my dowel pin straight down when I lined those up just a second ago. But hang on. Okay guys, so we're to the point now where we're waiting on a few parts. Hopefully tomorrow, the next day, I'm ready for what I need next. I'm going to end the video here. It's kind of up there in time. That way we can keep going with these videos. I want to get... Here's my plan, just so you guys know. I want to get this thing done. You're going to see this. You're going to see me finish off the aftermarket air conditioner. And that's going to probably be it on this one. The Oldsmobile in there, it had an issue where the guy put a brand new motor in it. 100 miles into it, it started tapping. So he brought it here. I kind of pulled the valve cover. I got my stethoscope things out and listened, and it sounded like it was in the valve train. So I took the valve covers off. Sure enough, one of the bridges on the Oldsmobile, they got like a bridge that goes between the rockers. One of the bridges was broke. I just TIG welded it, cleaned it all up nice and matched it to another one. It worked out great. That side quieted down. I put it back together, started it. This side had some more noises in it. Come to find out, the people that built the motor, they used old, on those, it's a bolt that goes down in the head and they stretch. It's kind of like on these like 4-cylinders now, when you use the head bolts, you don't use them again once you torque them once because they stretch. Well, they probably just look at them when they take these motors, their cores down, and they go, "Up, that looks pretty good, throw that in the bin, we'll use it again." Kind of like that probably. Anyways, a couple of those were stretched. The way I found out was I tried to retorque, make sure everything was torqued correctly, because those you just torque them and walk away from it. As I went to torque it, I couldn't get my torque. It just kept going and going and going. Finally, one of them broke, and I went, "Oh, wow." Luckily, I didn't have to drill or do nothing. The broken part come right out of the head, and I figured it out that they put in used bolts, and they were just stretching. I couldn't get them to torque. So I put new bolts in it all the way around. Fixed that one. I fixed 2 bridges, matter of fact, and because one had a crack in it. So they're putting these motors together, guys, as quick as they can, as with whatever they can say that looks good, and it passes through their inspection line. So anyhow, I got it all back together, fired up, still had a light tick in it. I left it run thinking maybe the lifter just got to pump up. I let it run outside. I looked out and it was smoking real bad out of the driver's side. I walked out and smelled it. It was fuel, just all fuel. So what happened to that motor, in a short version now that I got into this deep thing, the carburetor either, and I haven't checked it yet, we will when we work on it. I want to check the fuel pressure, make sure it's right around 7 or less, because anything over on that, it's going to make the, it's too much for them carburetors. So it may need regulated down or whatever. So the fuel was probably getting past the needle and seat, just dumping into the oil case, into the crankcase. Either that or and the carb, he said, was only like a year old or whatever. It's like a Edelbrock, I forget, 650 I think it is. But anyways, he said he never had no issues or whatever out of it. So either a piece of dirt got stuck there, the fuel just kept dumping and dumping into the crankcase, or the fuel pressure is not correct. So we'll figure that out. So short story, the crankcase is full of fuel. The oil is just contaminated. It's broke down. There's our tick. And that's what happened. The oil just broke down so much from the fuel. The lifters, it's just going past the lifters, going past the rings. Nothing's pumping up. Nothing's, you know. But I got probably 90% of the ticking out of it by what I done. And so I'm getting ready to change the oil a couple times in it when we get it over to this lift, because we got to do that to it and front end work. We got to replace a bunch of bushing and stuff in the front end. Whoever did it, they did some heating in wrong areas and melted the bushings and all kind of stuff. So there's a few things to do to that. Once that's done, I may have to pull the tranny out of it and put a front pump seal in it. It's leaking, I think. And then that'll be about it. I think rear brake shoes. Once these two are out of here, we're going to be getting on the next big project in the shop, and it's pretty cool what's going to be going on there. But before that, or in with that, should I say, we're going to finish the planish hammer, because I'm going to need it on that job. We're going to be doing some stuff on that job that's going to be needing that, the bead roller, all the stuff we've made in these previous videos. So like I said, that's about it on this one, guys. I want to fill you in what's going on. Hopefully they start coming really good now, the videos. I'm trying, I really am. As it gets going more and the income gets a little better on it, where I don't have to work with the other job, it'll be I hope I can do 2 videos a week for you guys. I know I will be able to. So please like, share, comment, subscribe, guys. It really does help the channel. It really helps the videos stay in the feeds, and YouTube sees there's some interest in them, and plus the count goes up and everything. I can gain more subscribers from it. Everything grows from there. So you guys put in your part for me, please. It'll help me in the long run, and I'll give you guys some good content. This channel will continue to grow. So please, if you can, for me. Until the next one, guys, like I said, I'm going to jump right back on as soon as the parts come this week, and that'll be posting out next week. That we'll start her up, paint this thing up. It's going to look really nice, sound nice. So I'll see you on the next one, guys. Thank you so much.